Hello and welcome to our forum today. My name is Umar Hasim and I am the moderator for today's forum. First and foremost, let me introduce the respective panelists. The panelists are Muhammad Zaid Irfan as the first panelist, Tan Chi Teng as the second panelist, and Liu Eugene as the third panelist. They are TSL students from IPGKA. Now, we will be discussing also like readers' response theory in connection with the drama text student that are suitable for young learners. So, Zaid, can you tell us briefly on how literature can act as a catalyst for creative teaching and learning?
Well, thank you, Edgar. Okay, so literature can act as a catalyst for creative language teaching and learning by providing authentic and engaging materials that can inspire students to develop their language skills in a meaningful way. Through literature, students can learn new vocabulary and grammatical structures, improve their reading comprehension, and also develop their critical thinking and analytical skills. Moreover, literature can expose students to different cultures, perspectives, and values, fostering empathy and also promoting intercultural communication. Overall, literature can be a powerful tool to enhance language learning and promote creativity and personal growth. In this forum, we specifically chose the literary element of character to discuss in detail in relation to Rosenblatt's readers' response theory.
Oh, that's great. I get your point. Literature will plays an important role throughout the language learning and teaching process. So, without further wasting our time, can you briefly introduce us to the drama text student for today's forum?
Okay, so the drama text that we have chosen are The King by Brian and The Fantasy, which is a fantasy drama, and also The Story of an Hour by Kate Chopin, which is a tragedy drama. The Story of an Hour is actually a short story, but there is a version in the form of drama text. So, The Game by Louis Bryan is a story about the morality of life in which two metaphorical characters, the life and the death, compete to win the game of the other two metaphorical characters, the youth, which is a male poet, and the girl, a dancer. Because they believe their lives are unworthy due to the lack of affection, the two young individuals each resolve to commit suicide by jumping from the cliff. Nevertheless, life teaches both of them that what they had thought to be love was actually only wanted. Both the girl and the youth conclude they have finally found true love after dancing to two of the youth's program. The value and meaning of life are debated, but it is ultimately realized that the outcome of the dialogues will determine the fate of the young people. In the end, life ultimately wins both losses and death lose. So, next. The Story of an Hour is about a woman named Louise Mullen who learns that her husband has died in a train accident. Initially, Louise is overwhelmed with grief, but she soon begins to feel a sense of freedom and liberation. She realizes that she is no longer bound by her husband's expectation that she can live her life as she pleases. However, just as she is beginning to embrace her newfound independence, her husband appears alive and well, having not been on the train that crashed. Louise is so shocked by his return that she dies from a heart attack. The story is often interpreted as a commentary on the limitations placed on the woman in late 19th century, as well as the desire for independence and autonomy that many women felt during that time period. Both of these drama texts are appropriate for young learners who are in their secondary school or year 6 students in primary school. Younger students in primary school may not have the required maturity level to understand the plot of both of these stories. It is possible that students younger than year 6 in primary school may not possess the necessary maturity level to comprehend the storyline.
Wow, thank you, Zaid, for providing us a clear overview of the drama text student. So now, let's hear what Chitin can say about the effort and aesthetic aspect of the characters from the game.
Alright, thank you to our moderator. Basically, there are four main factors. From the efferent perspective in Rosenblatt's reader response theory, it was found that death and life are two completely different characters who possess distinct personalities. drama text, there is always wishing to play a game with life so as to decide the fate of the boy and the girl who attempt to kill themselves due to a lack of love. In the text, Death mentions that he is only throwing the dice for fun and does not really care about the fate of the people, whereas life is always trying to save people from death. So, based on the apparent perspectives, Death is deemed to be unconcerned at all, and he only cares about himself whenever the exact mentions, well, suppose I consent, what will you give? From an aesthetic perspective, people are always striving to live or die. Death can occur in just a second. Death is awkward, as it has nothing to do once it wants to take someone for granted. However, for living it is tough. People are trying their best to live a better life. College students strive for the assignments and are trying to manage their stress levels. The office workers are trying hard to earn a better living. The fathers of families work so hard as the breadwinners, and so on that I mentioned that life is tougher and that it's hard to live sometimes. However, life is like the character shown in the drama text. She is trying to save us from death. She wants to always tell us that life is interesting and we should never easily give up whenever we meet failures. Everything will pass, it's just a matter of time. Therefore, based on the analysis of two characters according to Rosenblatt's reader response theory, what I can tell is that we all deserve a better life, and we should not always look down on ourselves and kill ourselves. There is more for us to discover in this fantastic book. Next, there are two more characters in the text, the youth and the girl. From the apparent perspective, the youth is a poet who tries to kill himself by consuming pills and pistol. He wants to die because he feels like he is not loved and appreciated by anyone. He used to love a girl so much, but in the end, it turns out the girl ran away with a man who offered her a girl. He assumed that none of his works were appreciated by everyone in the world until he found the girl. The girl, on the other hand, wishes to kill herself due to a lack of love. She couldn't feel the true kind, as she mentioned that all the love the woman get was simply that, not the true kind, but only the desire to have her. The girl too felt like she was not appreciated, so she couldn't find any reason to live. And thus, she was there to kill herself. Generally, based on the aesthetic perspectives, it's imperative to know that love is just a part of our lives. People nowadays tend to rely on love or relationships too much until they lose themselves whenever they engage in a relationship. Based on the situation, people should never depend too much on love, but should switch their focus to the works or improvements in life rather than focusing solely on the love. Furthermore, the true heart is more crucial than money. Based on the exception in the text, the poem mentioned that the girl he loved liked the gold given by the other man. However, it is crucial to note that the true heart is sometimes worth more than everything in a relationship. Hence, love should never be the element to destroy someone, but should be the factor to improve each other in order to become a better person.
Wow, thank you, Chiteng, for the detailed explanation with a clear elaboration. Next, Yunji, can you introduce the character's analysis of the story of an hour by connecting it with Rosenblatt's reader response theory?
Alright, thank you, Mr. Moderator. So basically, there are four main characters in this drama text, the story of an hour, namely Louis Mallet, Bradley Mallet, Josephine, and also Richards. So, from the apparent perspective, Louis' emotional journey and how she responds to the news of her husband's death is focused. So from here, we can know that Louise is a woman whose husband is reportedly killed in a train accident. When Louise hears the news, she is secretly happy because she is now free. She is filled with a new lust for life, and although she is usually loves her husband, she cherishes her newfound independence even more. So if we look from the aesthetic perspective, people nowadays tend to desire for freedom and also independence without any restriction from anyone. Here we can take the teenagers nowadays as an example. Teenagers are the groups of people who at the stage of growing up before entering before entering the adult world. Therefore, most teenagers wants to be independent by doing what they want and won't listen to their parents, teachers as well. So they are involved in vandalism, skipping schools, smoking to get the sense of satisfaction and also draws others' attention. So other than that, in the text, we can know that Louise died shortly after hearing about her husband's supposed death. So from the apparent perspective, Louise's death has led her to become depressed, which is common behavior for women who lose their loved ones. Later in the story, Mr. Mothers is said to have possessed, which led to her actual death. Perhaps this is a mental instability that stems from her depression. She keeps muttering free, suggesting her change in behavior. So from the aesthetic perspective, we know that losing a spouse forces people into what is one of the vulnerable parts of their life. So the phenomenon in which both half of the couple dies in short succession is so common that it even has a name, which is the widowhood effect. So it is the phenomenon in which older people who has lost a spouse has increased rates of dying themselves. So it may be very hurtful for the partner as he or she lose his or her long-time spouse. So however, one thing seems to hold universally true, which is time heals. Human beings are resilient creatures with the powers to find joy and new meaning in life even after a painful loss. Other than that, there are another characters that plays an important role in this drama text, namely Josephine, Louis' sister. Josephine is likely to be concerned about her well-being and emotional states, especially given the shocking news of her husband's death. When Josephine first learns of her husband's death, she is careful and gentle in how she breaks the news to Louis, who is worried about how it would affect her. She makes sure that Louis is seated and offers her support when she was overwhelmed with grief. Later on, when Louis locked herself in her room, Josephine is concerned for her safety and tries to get her to come out. While Josephine's perspective is not as central to the story as Louis, we can also see that she is compassionate and caring person who wants to support her sister through a difficult time. However, it is also clear that she is limited with the societal expectation of a woman at the time, as she does not question Louis' desire for solitude or challenges her perspective on marriage. So on the other hand, from an aesthetic perspective, sibling love is always essential in a close family relationship. When one is having problems with her or his or her own family or even personal problems, other siblings should show enough caring and help what they can. Selfishness should always neglected all the time because it won't bring any benefits and will only worsen the situation. Hence, it is crucial that siblings in a family should always keep in contact after they grow up, even though each other have their own life.
Okay, thank you, Zid. Now back to Zaid. How can educators use literature to enhance creative teaching and learning?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator. So basically, educators can use literature as a tool to enhance creative teaching and learning by incorporating it into lesson plans, activities, and also assignments. By doing so, they can encourage critical thinking, creativity, and imagination among students. Literature can provide an opportunity for students to explore different perspectives, cultures, and experiences, which can broaden their understanding of the world and themselves. Can also improve their language skills, such as reading comprehension, vocabulary, and writing ability. Ultimately, using literature in the classroom can promote the love of learning and inspire students to become lifelong learners.
Yeah, that's true, right? I couldn't agree more. Would you compare the analysis of both drama texts that have been done in relation with the Rosenblatt's reading reader response theory on their usage in young learners' language teaching and learning?
For sure, both the game and the story of an owl explore the themes of death, love, and meaning of life, which can be relevant and thought-provoking for young ASL learners. From the different perspective in Rosenblatt's reader response theory, both texts have distinct characters that possess unique personalities, which can provide opportunities for students to engage in critical thinking. In the story of an owl, the main character, Mrs. Mallard, discovers that her husband has died in a train accident. Initially, she is devastated, but then she experiences a sense of freedom and joy at the thought of living her life for herself instead of her husband. However, her newfound independence is short-lived when her husband unexpectedly returns home and she dies from the shock. From an aesthetic perspective, the story raises questions about the meaning of freedom, the role of marriage in society, and the value of self-discovery. Comparing this with the game, there are similarities in the themes of death and the meaning of life. However, the characters and the plot are different, and the approach to teaching them may vary. For example, while the game has 4 distinct characters, the story of an owl primarily focuses on Mrs. Mallard. The different characters in the game can provide opportunities for group discussions and activities, while the story of an owl may be better suited for individual reflection and analysis. In terms of creative teaching, educators can use both texts to encourage students to think critically, emphasize with empathy with the characters, and explore more complex themes. They can also integrate activities such as creative writing, role-playing, and multimedia projects to engage students and enhance their language skills. Ultimately, by using literature in the classroom, educators can promote creativity, critical thinking, and the love of learning, like I mentioned before, among the young ASL learners.
Wow, what a brilliant explanation on my side. So, before we end our forum today, let's proceed with the Q&A session.
I have a question for you today. From your explanation of the game, do you think it's easier to die than to live?
Yes, in my opinion, I would like to say that dying is easier than living meaningfully. As you notice, when people die in a road accident or from contagious diseases, death is known to easily snatch people's life away and separate them from their parents and friends. So for those who have chances to live, we should cherish our lives as much as we can, as no one can decide when someone will leave us from it.
I have a question for the speaker, Judith. What do you think is the impact of the widowhood that you have mentioned just now on the other spot?
So thank you for your question. I would say that the stress and grief associated with losing a spouse can have significant physical and emotional impacts on the surviving spouse. The spouse may have the risk of getting physical health problems for the surviving spouse, including heart disease, stroke, and immune system dysfunction. Next, losing a spouse can lead to social isolation and loneliness. As the spouse surviving may no longer have the same social support network and may struggle to adjust to life without their partner.
Okay, thanks for the question, gentlemen. So, the end of the Q&A session that marks the end of our forum today. Hope everyone has gotten some new knowledge from this forum. Thank you very much.